right, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
For
Will Howard.
Well, I know you never questioned the game plan, but when you guys are preparing for Tennessee and you're seeing a game plan they put together where you're going to get opportunities to push the ball down the field, or you maybe licking your chops a little bit, the opportunity to do that?
Yeah, I think, giving us, having the 2 or 3 weeks that we had to get ready for these guys, I think, gave us a little bit of an edge. And, we were able to really break them down and figure out what we liked, what we didn't like, and figure out what we were doing well. And I think coming into this game, I was really fired up about the game plan, like more than usual. And, I think the way that we were able to execute it, at the end of the day, it's how you execute it, man. Like I never go into a game like feeling bad about a game plan. And it's how you execute it at the end of the day. But yeah, I was fired up about our game plan today, and I think we did a hell of a job executing it.
Over to the left, Cameron Teague Robinson, The Athletic.
Will kind of off that. Why more fired up for this game plan than other games?
I don't know. I mean, you saw it was a pretty good game, so that's probably why.
When you guys get to play presses like that, and you said multiple times, which is the best receiver core in the country, you mix that with being able to get Trey out of the backfield, being able to get G. What is that like when you're in sync in a big game like this?
Yeah, it's a huge. Getting the ball in our playmakers' hands is big, and especially in space. And I mean, you see what they're able to do. I mean, Trey busted that last run. I was like, I don't even know what he saw. Like, it was crazy. But just giving those guys opportunities to get in space and do what they do is huge. And I think we did a heck of a job of doing that tonight.
Over to the left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Well, Tennessee's front has been pretty good throughout this year. In your line kept you from getting sacked here a lot of times. What do you think of the protection here tonight?
I'm so proud of those guys, man. I had to listen to them get, just harassed for the last 3 weeks, and I had to sit here and just act like it didn't affect me, because those are my brothers, man, and I go to war with those guys every single day. And for them to show out and have the performance that they had tonight, it was huge. And against a really good front. I mean, yeah, they're probably the second best front we've seen all year. And I mean, for them to come out and do what they did against those guys was huge. And I'm just so proud of those guys for not listening to the outside noise and sticking their noses down and really getting gritty and working for everything.
Over to the right, Tony Gertman, Buckeye Huddle.
Just your thoughts on Jeremiah stepping up, true freshman doing this. Does he surprise you anymore? Your thoughts on his game overall?
No, he does not surprise me. I think all of us can agree that we're not surprised by how good he is now. He's the dude, man. I mean, I think he's the best receiver in the country. I mean, I think we got the 3 best receivers in the country, but I mean, I'm a little biased, but I mean, you see what the kid does with the ball in his hands and what he does with the ball, not in his hands. Like, he runs unbelievable routes. He's smart. He works hard. I mean, he's just everything you would want in a teammate and a receiver, and all those guys, man, are studs. So you were able to see that put on display tonight.
Over to the left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch. You already have one? Okay, Jake Trotter, ESPN.
Yeah, Will, given the way that the first meeting against Oregon ended, what do you think about the rematch ahead?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's going to be a heck of a opportunity for all of us. I think we've all been looking forward to this one and for another crack at these guys. And I was, the way that last one ended doesn't sit right with me. It still doesn't. It still bugs me. And I'm just thankful for the opportunity that we get another crack at them. And in life, I said this before the game. In life, you don't get a lot of second chances, man. So the fact that we're getting a second chance here, man, is a blessing from the Lord. And we're gonna go out there and have some fun and let it rip, man, because this is all we got. It's going to go home.
Over here to the right, Noah Weisskopf, The Lantern.
There were questions leading up to this game about what the atmosphere might be like with Tennessee fans. How do you think the fans were for your final home game?
Great. I think they thought they were going to take over this place, and we showed them pretty quick that we weren't going to let that happen. And I think obviously us jumping out to a pretty quick start helped with that. But I got to give credit to Buckeye Nation for showing up and being loud, and that drone show in the third quarter was pretty damn cool.
Stay over here to the right, Bill Bender of the Sporting News.
Will right here. you threw your arms up at the end of the first quarter, 3 touchdowns, 3 possessions. I mean, how much of that was frustration, like released, and you guys just playing, like you said, executing the game plan? And I mean, you guys are playing that, clicking like that. I mean, kind of hard to stop you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, frustration, but more excitement, and just I was thrilled that we were having the success that we have, but we were far from done, and I think we showed that.
Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
I actually didn't ask you, Chip, to volunteer that you were like finishing the plays in practice in the game. So you're a fifth-year guy, you've been through it. But is that as locked in as you've been? Where does that kind of come from? You can finish the plays?
I'd say I like to think that I can do that every week, and that's something that I try to get in my preparation. When we go in there and we install a bunch of stuff going into Tuesday, it's like, maybe I'm having to, because he's telling me the plays, and I'm trying to learn, like, this week, what is the verbiage going to be on this one? Really by like Thursday, I try to have them all down pat so where I can finish them. Literally, he starts it and I'm like, okay, I know what play this is, and especially just understanding the game too. Knowing, hey, we're in the red zone, it's a 3rd down. I know that we're going to call this. Or there were times tonight where there was a 3rd down and I knew that we went into a certain personnel package and I knew what he was going to call. Like, that's just us being on the same page, and a lot of that has to do with us. Me trying to get in there and around those guys as much as I can be so that we're all on the same page, with what we're calling, and part of that's just my preparation. That's how I like to operate, and I want to know the game plan inside and out and why we're doing what we're doing, and I like to think my memory's pretty decent, so I like to try and memorize the plays.
Got time for 2 more, folks. Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Well, Coach Day always talks about leaving no doubt. How important do you think it was to you guys, not to just win, but to leave no doubt tonight?
It was huge, man. I think we did a hell of a job not letting off the gas, because when it's 21-0, 21-10 going into half, it's like, we could have let that go sideways, but the defense came out, got a huge stop. We go down and score again, and it's like, man, we left no doubt, and we could have let that become a game, but being able to go out there and continue to keep the foot on the pedal was huge.
And final questions, Tim May, Letterman Row.
Yeah, well, a couple of your passes, especially to Jeremiah, which is like what they call it, dimes in a coke bottle. I mean, the way you're showing what I'm saying. I mean, but did it feel like that? I mean, did it feel like you were on tonight, for want of another term? And I don't know, how important was that to you to have that feeling?
It's you kind of, as a quarterback, you kind of get into a rhythm, and you kind of get into a flow state, and I felt like tonight we were able to get into that, and I feel like when I'm able to get some completions early, get the ball out of my hand, get the guys in space, and you catch a couple breaks. I mean, on that first drive, I got a face mask penalty. Probably should have thrown the wheel to Q, but you luck out, and you got to catch a couple breaks. But once you're able to get that first down, get moving, you kind of get into that rhythm, and that rhythm is huge for me as a quarterback, and really for an offense. We always talk about getting that first down, and it's downhill from there.
And real quick, Trigon Henderson had a game. I mean, running and catching and stuff. Just what's your impression of his game tonight?
Yeah, I'm so proud of him. Him and Q did a great job tonight, but man, Trey made some unbelievable plays. I mean, that kid, he just shows up to work every single day. I mean, he continues to amaze me with his abilities. How connected he is to the Lord and to his faith, while he's also going out there and laying his body on the line. I mean, I'm just lucky that I'm on the same team as Trey and a lot of these guys.
Will, thank you very much. Great news, folks. The backpack has been found.